thank all of Hoboken University Medical Center employees for being here. I want to thank Vinny Riccatelli, our CEO, and I want to thank our Transitional Officer, Phil Scheingold, for being here, and Commissioner Chairwoman Tony Tamarazzo, and other members of the authority, Jonathan Metch, Steve Roski, Eric Curta. I want to thank everyone for being here. I have this morning drove out to Rosedale to meet with the creditors. Just had a meeting with hospital employees. I'll be meeting with city employees, including the police and fire, and explaining the situation. So that's what I want to explain. Again, the employees are going to hear this for a second time, but I want to explain the situation so that our entire community can understand this. So again, I thank the press for being here. I wish that I was before you celebrating the completion of saving our hospital and celebrating the saving of our hospital. We were all set to close on Wednesday. I can tell you that the state cooperated in wiring the funds. Everything was in escrow, all of the documentation, all parties worked extremely hard to get everything in place for the completion of the sale of this hospital. And the last piece that needed to happen was and everything was actually the timing of the closing, the completion of the sale was delayed so that we could have a city council meeting on Tuesday night. So we needed to fully implement the parking agreement. That was the last piece the absolute last piece that needed to happen in order to complete the sale of our hospital and save our hospital. And unfortunately, 4 members of the city council, the minority council, just could not, maybe they just didn't believe it. Because they said they didn't believe it. Our corporation council said, if you don't vote for this, the sale won't be able to go through. And unfortunately, there were 4 council members that just wouldn't believe it, did not vote for implementing the parking agreement right away. And I have with me a letter from the buyer that says, as a result of their decision, we do not have a fully implemented parking agreement, and we cannot go through with the sale until there is a fully implemented parking agreement. So what we're in the process now of doing is trying to help these 4 council members, Councilwoman Castellano, Councilman Russo, Councilwoman Mason, and Councilman Acapente. We're trying to help them to understand the true impact of their decision. So we're going to go back on Sunday and ask them to reconsider their vote. So now that they understand that they were the last link, they were the last decision that needed to be made, these 4 people stand in the way and hopefully can be the heroes of Hoboken, be a part of reconsidering their decision and saving this hospital, saving this 150-year-old hospital, saving all of the jobs, 1,200 jobs, and saving the financial interests of the city of Hoboken. Because the reality is, and this is why I'm going to be meeting with city employees, all city employees today, the unfortunate reality is that if this deal doesn't go through, within 60 days, the city of Hoboken will be responsible for a $63 million bond guarantee. $63 million. So I'm concerned, I don't even know if we'll be able to refinance it because our credit rating will be destroyed by this situation. But so if we cannot, we're looking at huge layoffs in the city of Hoboken and a huge tax increase because we only have a $100 million budget. So we're going to have to figure out a way to find $63 million. This is a financial, we're on the cusp of a financial disaster. I may have to declare bankruptcy for the city of Hoboken. That's the situation. This is a severe situation. So we're hoping that we can go back to the council on Sunday, and I'm asking the hospital employees, I'm going to be asking city employees, I'm going to be asking all concerned residents to come to that council meeting, to reach out directly to these 4 individuals and to ask them to please reconsider their decision, to think about the impact that they will be having on the city of Hoboken. And what I'm going to say to them individually is that, you know, I understand if you're frustrated with the process, if you think that I've done something wrong, I understand that. If you think that I've done something wrong, then, you know, turn any evidence that you may have, which there is none, but if they think they have something, turn it over to the authorities. But do what's right for the city of Hoboken. You have an obligation to represent the interests of the city of Hoboken, to represent the citizens of the city of Hoboken. So we need them to reconsider their vote and vote yes. Now, if they do not vote yes, it's very important that we have a huge turnout on Sunday, because we need also to let our entire community know that if there is a petition drive that starts, and this is one other reason that the buyer, said we cannot close, is because Councilwoman Mason at the meeting on Tuesday night threatened to do a referendum. So she threatened to do a referendum to stop the parking agreement from being implemented. So we need to, and this is part of everyone's job, we need to educate our community and have them fully understand that if you're signing on to that petition, then you are signing on to close our hospital. You are signing on to take away 1,200 jobs from the city of Hoboken, and you are signing on for the city of Hoboken to have to pay $63 million within the next 60 days. So we need to make sure that everyone understands that. And if she decides to start a referendum, then I will be starting a huge volunteer drive and asking employees and volunteers, anyone who's concerned, to get out there and be next to the people that she will hire to go out and try to get petitions and to try to confuse people into signing on. We cannot let her get those 2,100 signatures, because if she gets those signatures, then unfortunately this hospital will close. That's the reality. So I'm extremely hopeful that we're going to be able to convince these 4 council members, now that we've unfortunately received this letter, now that we have not been able to proceed with the completion of the sale of this hospital, I'm extremely hopeful that we will be able to convince them to change their vote, think about our community, think about all of the employees, think about our residents. So we're extremely hopeful that we'll be able to get them to switch their vote on Sunday and proceed with the sale planned for Tuesday if everything goes right on Sunday night. So that's what we're hoping for. So I want to thank everyone so much for being here, and I want to turn it over to the chairwoman to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you again for the opportunity to be here. Who joins me in wanting to save Hoboken University Medical Center? This hospital is an economic engine for this community, and this community demands that we keep it open.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity on Sunday to come together as a community. The 4 council persons who voted against the immediate effectiveness of the parking agreement, I plead with you. This is an opportunity to become one of the heroes of Hoboken University Medical Center. Stand with the employees of this institution. Stand with the Hoboken Municipal Hospital Authority. Stand with your colleagues on the council, and stand with the mayor. And let's make this hospital the best that it has been and the best that it will continue to be. I will be there Sunday night. I hope you'll all join me, because this place is worth every effort that this authority and this mayor is making. I think you've become too accustomed to hearing my pleas for all of the assistance that I have been so grateful to have gotten from you. I have the privilege of introducing a few other people who would like to briefly say hello to you also, because they deserve your recognition of the work that they've put into, and they have brought to this authority some very strong skills and advocacy, both for the city and for you, and they have a perspective. So I'd like to introduce briefly Steve Rofsky, who has honored us by serving as the chair of the Finance Committee.